We're pleased to have a presentation between the Mineral Point Public Library and the Children's Library, which is such an important part of our community. The library's motto is a gateway to the world, and that's certainly true, and a community space where everyone is welcome, and that is certainly true. And we're pleased to have Kayla Beck from the Mineral Point Public Library to inform us about the children's programs and the programs that we're up to tonight.
Hello everyone, in case you don't know me, my name is Kayla Beck and I work over at the Mineral Point Public Library. I'm the youth services librarian, so I tend to work with people who are a bit shorter than all you guys. But it's nice to come and visit you today. So I'll just tell you a bit of what I do there and what we have coming up. Let's see, I did write notes because otherwise I would lose track of where I was. So one of our big things is story time. Story time is at Mondays at 10 a.m. I tell everyone it's at 10 a.m. We don't start until 10:05. But I'm trying to get people there on time. Tomorrow we're learning about pirates because Tuesday is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. So I thought it'd be fun to do pirates. So in case you want to see me dressed up like a pirate, feel free to come by tomorrow. I have a sword and everything. I just have to find it. But otherwise, we have story times every Monday. We have summer sessions, so we'll start in September and go through the beginning of December. Take a short break for like the holiday season and then start back up from February through April. I take a short break in May before the kids get out of school because then I have summer programming. This summer we also did story time and we had a great time. We had some pretty good crowds. And we've kept those crowds for our first story time last week. So all of them are a bit smaller too. So I just bought some more baby toys. So if you know anyone who needs to use some baby toys, they're coming. Let's see what else. This summer also went really well in case any of you guys were able to see what was happening. I have summer programming that goes on from the beginning-ish of June, right after the kids get out of school, to usually the beginning of August. I went a little later this year just because I had to fit in a performer for one of my programs. But we usually get magicians, and next year I'm hoping to get a hula hooper back. She was very fun. But when she came, I think it was 2 summers ago, it rained. So we didn't get to do a lot of hula hooping. So I'm hoping to bring her back because the kids were very excited about it. And usually I try to get some with animals. So this year we had a bird person from Who's Woods. And we got to learn about different, in case you didn't see, there's a squirrel there. He also thinks I'm very important. Owls, and I think she had a hawk, but we got to learn a lot about the animals that can live in our area, so that was very exciting too. During the school year, we also have programming on Wednesdays since the kids get out early. This week we're doing a movie. We watch a movie every third Wednesday. So this week we're watching the animated Little Mermaid. I'm very excited. Let's see. We were gonna watch the live action one, but it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. And I decided my audience can't pay attention for that amount of time. So we switched it to one that's 89 minutes long, or 82 minutes long, which is doable. But we do movies on one of our Wednesdays. I like to play board games on one of our Wednesdays. This past week we played with Legos. The library has a very large collection of Legos. And it's fun to see the kids play with all their use their imagination and build different things. One of the favorite things that they like to do is find every single one of the little Lego people and then create things. There's a very serious battle going on this week, and I was creating a village that was safe, and then my village got attacked. That was very disappointing, and then I went to go build something else. And then we also have crafts. So the last Wednesday in September, we're doing crafts. I did bring little flyers for September in case you know someone who would like one, or if you'd like to see what's going on for the rest of September. The last thing to mention about September is that we're having a pajama movie night. So I try to do pajama movie nights every once in a while. Those are in the library after it closes. I set up a projector, I get comfy seating around, and we all kind of just hang out and watch movies in our pajamas. So that's the last week of September on Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. We will be voting because I like to know what people want to watch. So voting will begin, technically it starts today because I have a newsletter. But I will be putting it on Facebook too if you want to let anyone know that they can go to Facebook and vote for what movie they want to watch on what day. Speaking of the newsletter, I do have a newsletter that goes out weekly. I left a sign up with Jim, so I think he said it's on one of the boards back there. So again, if you know someone who would like to get a newsletter every week, you can do every week, you can do monthly. You can sign up for that and just know what's going on. Check out what else I have to talk about now. See, October's coming up. It seems far away, but very close still, which is why I don't have a handout for October at the moment. So October's similar things. We'll have story time on Mondays, fun after-school activities on Wednesdays, and then will have a couple of other programs on other days. I have 2 Saturdays that I'll have programs. So there's a solar eclipse coming on October 14th, so I will have an eclipse program. I have eclipse glasses to hand out. We'll learn more about what an eclipse is and other fun space activities. And then on October, I think it's 22nd, I have a friend from the Madison Herpetology group coming, and they're gonna hopefully bring some animals and talk about how, that's during Science Week, so they're going to talk about how reptiles and science go together to help us further like medical fields and other parts of science. So I'm very excited for that. But if you don't like reptiles, I would not come on that day. So just warning you, there might be a snake in the building, but on purpose. Other things to talk about is our collection. The Mineral Point Public Library has a lot of great items for you to check out. So we have movies for kids. These are also for adults too. You don't have to come if you don't have any kids. So we have movies, we have picture books, we have all kinds of books for any age of reader. Some of the new exciting things that we have is our Playaway section. So this is for our people who like to read picture books, but maybe they can't read it well themselves. There's a little thing in the front here, and that'll read it for you, help you follow along. I think this one's exciting too, because for most of them, there's 2 different ways you can do stuff. You can either just listen to the story. Sometimes there's a sing-along, but this one will actually help you practice your Spanish as well. So it goes back and forth for that. And we have a couple of these books. We also have this is a Wonder book, but it's by Playaway. If you're looking for Playaways by adults, it's a small little device that has the story recorded, and you can plug headphones in and go. So this is kind of just like the kids' version of that. But we also have launch pads from Playaway, which is a fun preloaded tablet with different learning games on it and other games. But you guys can also check these out. And I just think they're a lot of fun because you get it, you set it up kind of each time for your individual kids, so I can reset it when it gets turned in, and then the next person can be like, oh, I want to be that character and I want to play this game, and set their own high scores and stuff. But there's a lot of different Launchpad options. So this one's called Puppy Talk, but it has a lot of different games practicing spelling, having different story times, looking at phonics. In the future of a couple months, I'm also looking at getting launch pads for adults. So these would include games like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, might have classical books on them. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to stop by the library. Let me know what you would like to see. And my last thing is we also have kits to take home. So if you are having someone visiting, you might not have a lot of toys at home, you just want something new to look at, we have a couple of kits. This is our phonics literacy kit. So it has different books in it This one also has like Hot Dots Junior, which is a game with flashcards where there's this talking pen that looks like a dog, and it tells you what letters are, what sounds they make. And then this one also has dominoes in it that help you practice your sounds. But right now we have 3 of these. There should be more coming soon. I have to finish a couple steps on a couple of them. But these are here for checkout. You can renew them, you can keep them for a while, and then return them. But I think that's all I have. I feel like I should ask if there's any questions. Yeah.
An example of the number of kids that show up.
Oh, yeah. For my story times, let's see. This past Monday, I had 27 people, so that's kids and adults. Usually the number of kids is larger than adults because I get families with siblings. So it's probably a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio of kids versus adults. And that's only a bit smaller than my summer story times, which were about like 35 to 40. So that's our story time numbers right now. Other programs tend to fluctuate a bit based on like what sports people have going on and other activities, but a lot of my after-school programs are just drop-by, so I have them going on from like 2 to 5. So if you have something going on and you can't get there right away, that's okay. I've had people stop by at 4:30 just to get some stuff in, and that's totally fine. Let's see, for Legos, I think we had 16. But we had one kid who got there at like 2:15 and he stayed until 4:30. So stay the entire time if you want to. And then movies tend to be around 40 plus. That also really depends like on the day and on the movie and what people feel like doing that day. Any other questions? Yeah.
So to get there, is
Yeah.
that something that you get more donations to get more kids?
Yes, so definitely, especially if you have ideas. I love getting ideas from people. So right now we have this phonics kit. We have a construction kit, so that has different like gear things. It has blocks in it. It has one other thing that I can't remember. They all have books in them because I can't send stuff out without books. We have a farm kit, which unfortunately right now is in the back because it's missing some vegetables. So I'm trying to get my vegetables back. And then the ones that I have to finish, I have a baby kit. So that has a couple of like baby toys. So if you have someone really small coming in and you don't have any baby toys, I have, I think, 3 different types of books in that one, just depending on age. And then just baby toys and a family game night kit. So those 2 will be out soon. But yes, I can definitely get more kids together if anyone would feel like making a donation or has ideas too. It'd be something that I'd love to have, be able to go out for people to have at home. Any other questions? Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, and we see that a lot. I was so excited on Monday because I had one little girl who's been coming to story time all summer. I think that's when she started, and she's 1-ish, I think. And most of the summer, she just sat there. But on Monday, she was so excited. We have a beginning rhyme, and she got up, and she did all of the actions. And it's just so exciting to see all the kids and know that they're listening and paying attention, and being able to interact with the books and the different rhymes we're doing. So seeing that growth is really important. But we have kids in story time. I kind of say that it's best for 1 to 5 just because they can pay attention, but we have babies younger than 1, and they come and they kind of just sit, but that's perfect too because they're still listening to stories. They get to see all the other kids, and they get to play with toys. I also have crafts at the end of story time, so we get to do crafts for a bit too, and the kids have been doing a great job on that as well. Just seeing that they're paying attention, they're using motor skills. So I like to include a lot of different things at story times to help them grow and get ready for school. Any other, yeah? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's great for when people are visiting. We also have, I've just had moms come up to me and they're like, my kids are so bored with all of our toys at home. And it's been so nice having something we can just take home and rediscover new stuff with and then return it when we're done. So kind of just that new spark of creativity too. Yes, Mary. Oh, we also have a toy room. That's a good point. We have a toy room at the Mineral Point Public Library. So if you guys stop by, the kids' stuff is all on the main floor right by our desk, unless I'm having some of my programs I have down by the adult DVDs just because it's a larger space. But we have a playroom up there. So our playroom includes a train table, a dollhouse, a puppet theater. I've seen some great productions there. Some puzzles. We also just got some new blocks. So we have some bigger foam blocks, but then we also just got a new pull wagon with smaller, still not edible by baby, blocks. So the kids have been having a great time with that. I've had to tell many kids not to run while pulling the wagon. So I think they like it. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing on there? We have a couple of large Star Wars characters. They're pretty exciting. They get eaten by the large dinosaurs regularly, too. So if you ever look up in the window, sometimes you can see them. But it's just a great space to have the kids play for a bit. Hear amazing stories going on in there, too. There's also a large collection of stuffed animals, and they also get into some mischief. So just gotta watch out. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Oh, yes.
Well, it's not for the kids, but
No.
the library itself is great to for the community. I download books and about 6,000 books now.
Wonderful.
So it's a big thing to do if a person gets out, just on his phone, starting or whatever. So it's great.
Right, I love listening to the audiobooks. If any of you have any problems or questions about that, feel free to stop by or even call us. I've been very good about fixing stuff over the phone. Same to if you want any books on hold and you don't know how to get into your account. I can also help you either get into your account over the phone or just put the books on hold for you over the phone. Same with renewing, or if you have book clubs, I can look that up as well. We can also look for materials outside of our system. So our system is the Southwest Wisconsin Library System, so it's kind of our bottom corner over here. But if you can't find the books here and they're over a year old from being published, we can look at throughout Wisconsin and try to find stuff for you as well. I also, just touching on book clubs again, I did my first book club with the kids this summer, and I was just so proud of them. They did a great job. We read Holes, and they just had such good insights, and then they showed that they were really reading and thinking about the characters' decisions. And they were kind of sad that we weren't going to be able to do one during the school year, but I also know how busy they are during the school year, and I just didn't think we'd be able to have enough time to get together. But we'll definitely do one next summer. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, so being part of our system means that you can take your Mineral Point Public Library card and go on adventures to other libraries in other cities. Also, if you have a Mineral Point book and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in Platteville, but I really have to return this book, you can definitely return it there. So some of the bigger libraries that our system includes are Dodgeville and Platteville and Barneveld and Lone Rock. If you're over in Fenimore, they're part of our system as well. Also, if you're not sure, feel free to ask them. They should know what system they're in. We're not part of Madison's system though, so I get some crossover sometimes. And they're like, are you part of our system? And I'm like, unfortunately, no. So, harder to take their books. Yeah.
Going back to that, we can get any book, anyone, we just, from other libraries, get it here, that's good.
Yeah. And just come visit us. We have lovely delivery drivers. They bring our delivery from other libraries on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's always fun to see what people are getting in. Especially the recipe books. I get very hungry. Okay. I think I'll hand it back over to you. You're welcome.
And I was remiss not to